Welcome to the Ridge Crescent City Council on Wednesday, February 18th. If we could have a roll call.
Mayor Endicott,
Present.
Mr. Blades,
Present.
Mr. Gorman.
Present.
We have 3 present with Mr. Heyman and Mr. Rajaratnam excused absences, but we do have a quorum.
Do I have a motion for the approval of the agenda?
So moved.
And a
Second.
Motion and second.
Mayor Endicott,
Aye.
Mr. Blades.
Aye.
Mr. Gorman.
Aye.
3 ayes, 2 absent, motion carries.
All right, next we'll move on to public comment on closed session. See no one on the phones. All right. Next, we will go to closed session, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, GC section 54956.9, Mojave Pistachios LLC versus Indian Wells Valley Water District et al. And then we'll be back. We are out of closed session. If we can get the attorney report out of closed session.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, council members. One item was taken up in closed session that pertained to the water rights litigation. No reportable actions were taken by the council in closed session. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we will adjourn to the 6 p.m. open session agenda. All right, if we can get a roll call.
Mayor Endicott,
Present.
Mr. Blades.
Present.
Mr. Gorman.
Present.
We have 3 present with Mr. Heyman and Mr. Rajaratnam excused, but we do have a quorum.
All right, next, if I can get an approval of the agenda.
So moved.
In a second.
Second.
Motion and second.
Mayor Endicott,
Aye.
Mr. Blades.
Aye.
Mr. Gorman.
Aye.
3 ayes, 2 absent, motion carries.
All right, next we'll go into our Pledge of Allegiance and invocation. I ask you all to rise and please remain standing for the invocation to follow. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in prayer. Dear Lord, please be with us here as we deliberate over decisions concerning the community. Please be with everyone in this room. Please be with anybody watching and bring your peace upon us.
Amen.
In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Skip one.
You want it to be over. Okay. All right, next we move on to public comment of items not on the agenda. Persons wishing to address the council on matters that are within the council's jurisdiction and do not already appear on the agenda may do so at this time. Council will not respond to any public comments, but may provide direction to staff to collect information. Pursuant to the Brown Act, the city council may not act on an item that does not appear on this agenda. Speakers are limited to 5 minutes. The public comment section of the agenda is limited to a total of 1 hour. Each speaker is asked to provide his or her name. Are there any members of the public that wish to comment? Yep.
My name is Sophia Merck. Everybody calls me Sam. I've been working with the BLM since 1976. And it has been an unusual travel. And I've watched many things happen to the desert. But the latest thing that has happened is the WEMO process that started back in 2000. Finally made it all the way through the courts again. And the judge came with a decision. Now, this decision might actually hurt the economics of the desert communities. Back in 2002, CAPA was formed, and it was with the Ridgecrest City Council. And I brought some papers with me I will give to you so you can look them over at your leisure. But the court has decided that a lot of the routes that we use in the desert are no longer going to be viable, not just for motorcycles, for the maintenance of guzzlers that promote wildlife, for the astronomy club that goes out in the desert because a child wants to see the stars at night. There's a lot of reasons why these roads are used. So please take a look at the documents I give. I wish I had more to give out tonight, but I just came from another meeting. So I'm kind of hesitant, but I would like to give this to the council. And please remember your commitment to CAPA. It was back in 2002. And up until 2019, and 3 judges said that CAPA existed, and now suddenly it doesn't. It's going to destroy Red Mountain, Randsburg, and our neighbors. So please, the economics of this area will be really, really hurt.
Sam, Sam, were you at the meeting today that they had? There was a meeting on Zoom, and then also there was people at the Randsburg General Store. Do you know how that went?
I'm sorry, I'm a little hard of hearing.
No, that's okay. I know there was a meeting concerning that today. Rick, are you tracking that?
I couldn't.
I was
get
just
on.
curious if you know how it went.
There was over 200 of us.
I tried to get on and I couldn't get on.
Yeah, Zoom filled up quick.
What happened?
Well, it was an information meeting, and we'll be meeting again. We haven't decided when. I also would invite, and Skip comes to the Public Lens Roundtable. I'm hoping that a presentation will be given at that time. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Mike Lasitra. I wanted to follow up on the town hall that was held here on the 7th about the 24 AI-powered flock surveillance cameras operated by the city. Firstly, thank you to everybody who participated in the whole event. Thank you to the dozens of members of the public who attended. Thank you to the 370 people who signed the petition. Thank you to the volunteers who collected those signatures and handed out flyers. Thank you to everyone who spoke about the issue that concerns them. And thank you to Mayor Endicott and Councilman Gorman and Raj Marantan for listening. And thank you to Chief Yitzit and his officers for addressing our concerns. I met plenty of people who asked me why bother, but I'm glad that so many people did bother. I'm glad that so many people took the time to learn more about a topic that affects them and bring their concerns to their leaders. It is our responsibility as members of the American public to be involved. It may just be my opinion, but I don't think anybody who attended the town hall left feeling any better about FLOC. The public is very concerned about a surveillance system operated by a tech startup with clear motivations to expand as rapidly as possible. People are worried about our contract with FLOC allowing them to export local data to develop new products and an overly permissive clause allowing them to share data they collect on us with anybody they decide. People are worried about our data getting into the wrong hands in violation of California law. Just recently, the city of Mountain View found one of their cameras to be incorrectly configured to share data with federal agencies, which led to lots of finger pointing. But why is that even possible to set an option that would break the law? Although no one in the room volunteered to hack a FLOC camera on the spot, we can all imagine that it's possible. Defenders are quick to point out that everything gets hacked, so why should we care? Just because we are surrounded by insecure systems doesn't mean we have to be complicit when another one is forced upon us. We can demand that our vendors do better. In the last week, there has been a nationwide pushback to a Super Bowl advertisement for a new feature for Ring doorbell cameras called Search Party. This feature would enable someone to upload a picture of a lost dog and task all the cameras owned by other people in a neighborhood to watch for this dog. Given that Ring already has facial recognition technology implemented in their cameras, the public was very quick to put the pieces together and revolt. In an interesting turn of events, Ring dropped out of a different partnership with Flock as a way of slowing the bleeding and to change the narrative. Imagine that. Ring became so toxic to the public that they chose to distract us with the only thing more toxic, Flock. Tonight, I deliver to the council the results of a petition asking you to reconsider doing business with Flock. 370 members of the public signed it, and I hope you will think of them when considering how to move forward. With these recent events, the public is becoming more engaged and vocal about universal surveillance. They see what is being built around them, and they do not want it. Thank you.
Thank you.
My friend, I have a quick question. Forgive me.
Absolutely.
During that meeting, I was impressed to hear a tall young fellow towards the end rise and offer a wonderful suggestion. And I urged him to follow through with that. That is, you folks forming a committee.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to?
We've talked about it. I think we're waiting for direction from the council if that's a route you want to take. I mean, we're open to looking into the issue and discussing possible solutions. After talking with a great many people, I kind of think the solution is they don't want anything, as long as you're open to that as an answer, we can entertain it. But is that
Thank you, my friend. I encourage that.
okay? We'll work on it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other members of the public wish to comment? Is the light green because there's someone on? Okay. We can let the caller in. Caller, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Mike Senot.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Mike Senot. I don't gain any satisfaction by having to read what I'm going to read. I'm calling regarding the conflict of interest with Mayor Travis Endicott and Councilman Kyle Blades. The city has now been advised and has effectively acknowledged that both Councilman Blades and Mayor Endicott are prohibited from taking any action in any matters regarding the Indian Wells Valley Groundwater Authority. And Mayor Travis Endicott has been removed from representing the city at the mediation table. An inherent conflict of interest existed on any prior actions, and it exists on any future actions by Navy's employees that are elected to the Ridgecrest City Council. Most importantly, Blades and Endicott, via their employment with the Navy, have a fundamental conflict of interest in any and all matters concerning the Indian Wells Valley Groundwater Authority. Neither of them should participate in closed sessions, and they should not discuss or vote on matters wherein the IWV Groundwater Authority is on the closed session agenda. They cannot participate in any discussion or vote on any matters concerning the GA in open sessions either. Conflicts of interest have been one of the objections that the Ridgecrest residents have when it comes to active Navy employees who are elected to the city council. From the moment Kyle Blades was appointed to council, conflict of interest existed between him as council member and the Navy. As council members, Navy employees have an inherent conflict of interest on any number of issues between the city and the Navy, especially concerning water rights and the Indian Wells Valley Groundwater Authority. They also have a conflict of interest with their boss when it comes to their property rights if they own real estate in the Indian Wells Valley. It's become apparent that Kyle Blades doesn't know what's good for him, or for that matter, any of the property owners in the Indian Wells Valley. To put it another way, the Navy's best interests concerning water rights are factually contrary to the best interests of the people that own real estate in the Indian Wells Valley, whether they work for the Navy or not, period. SGMA fundamentally undermines private property rights and the water rights there too. Full stop. The Navy's assertion of Federal Reserve water rights has been codified as shall be respected in Section 10720.3 of SGMA. And the Navy's assertion of a federally reserved water right equal to the entire recharge of water in the basin, which was estimated to be 7,650 acre feet per year, was legally adjudicated to be illegal. And the judge in the case reduced the Navy's water rights 2,008 acre feet per year in the Phase 1 portion of the comprehensive adjudication lawsuit. The judge respected Navy's Federal Reserve water rights only to the extent of the amount of water needed to perform the Navy's mission at China Lake. The law firm representing both the City of Ridgecrest and the IWV Groundwater Authority should be fired. City attorneys Keith Lemieux and Phil Hall have exposed the City of Ridgecrest to both civil liabilities for monetary damages as well as criminal liabilities to council members for their actions on behalf of the city concerning AB 1413. They failed in their duty to protect the city from liability by allowing this conflict of interest charade to continue while their legal strategy has backfired. Finally, they've exposed the City of Ridgecrest to serious liability for millions in damages incurred by the city's residents, who are also water district customers, as well as damages to every single property owner in the Indian Wells Valley. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other members of the public wish to comment?
Hello, my name is Daniel Neal. I just wanted to lend my voice to the good sir who raised issues about the flock cameras. I was here on the 7th too, and everybody I talked to after it seemed pretty much as he said. They didn't want flock. I heard one proponent sit in here and say that they actually had a good story about it. Most of our concerns were dismissed, and it didn't feel like we were making any headway. I don't really know if they decide to make a council or something, but something should be done because I don't think it's good for the town. I don't think it's a good waste of taxpayer money.
Thank you. Any other members of the public wish to comment? Seeing none, no one's online. All right, we will move on to council announcements and direction. Councilman Blades.
Yeah, I have a few announcements. But first, Mike Neal, I see that you're in the audience, and I wanted to apologize for my behavior last meeting. I didn't like that, the way I responded to you, so I apologize for that. The next is this memo that we all received an email. I appreciate it, Rika. So after I get done reading this, if you have any more if you want any more information, just reach right out to Rika and she will direct you. So this is to LAFCO commissioners, Kern County supervisors, it's to special districts, Kern County cities, clerk of the board of supervisors. Kern Local Agency Formation Commission is seeking applicants for a restricted public member on LAFCO and an alternate. This is a 4-year term, and both members are appointed by the commission. Please note that applicants may not be an officer or an employee of the county or any city or special district with territory in the county of Kern. Please distribute this notice to anyone you think may be interested in applying for a seat on the LAFCO Commission. The application deadline is April the 1st, 2026. For those interested, please submit a resume of your qualifications to LAFCO, email address, and then I can provide that to anybody who wants it. It's an address. Phone number is 661-716-1076.
I will add to that as a member of LAFCO, the individuals that we have on there are passionate about, land annexations. They understand the rules and regulations therein. And they add a lot of context for commissioners so that we can better understand situations. So they are definitely helpful.
This day marked the first day of mediation it was happening in where?
Orange County? Irvine. Yeah.
Irvine, forgive me, that name escaped me, but it happened today. We've heard nothing from anyone about any details. I suppose the newspaper has some good connections and we'll read about it tomorrow or Friday, forgive me. I hope to read about it. Thank you, my friend.
All right. Next, we will move on to the consent calendar. All items listed on consent are considered to be routine and non-controversial by city staff. Consent items may be approved by one motion if no member of the council or audience wishes to comment or ask questions. If comment or discussion is desired by anyone, the item will be removed from the consent calendar and will be considered in listed sequence with an opportunity for any member of the public to address the city council concerning the item before action is taken. There are 2 consent items listed on the posted agenda. Does any member of the council wish to have an item pulled? Does any member of the public wish to have an item pulled? Seeing none.
Motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mayor Endicott,
Aye.
Mr. Blades,
Aye.
Mr. Gorman,
Aye.
3 ayes, 2 absent, motion carries.
All right, next we will go to the public hearing. A public hearing and approval of a resolution of the Ridgecrest City Council establishing a finding for unmet transit needs that are reasonable to meet with the public transportation system for fiscal year 26-27.
Good evening, council members, Mr. Mayor. My name is Sergio Covarrubias. I'm the transit administrator for the transit division. We're holding this unmet transit needs hearing. It is an annual requirement for the transit planning and financial process for the city to continue to receive TDA funding. We're here to see if the public has any unmet needs, unmet transit needs for the coming year, and then correct them so that we may.
If you don't mind, I know this is distracting, and I apologize for interrupting again, but I've gotten several texts that people can't hear us very well, and I'm not quite sure. I don't know why. Well, I think that we're coming through this okay, maybe not transmitting. But if you give me a thumbs up that we're good, then then we will move on. Sorry for the interruption.
Okay, that's it.
He's not sorry.
No, okay. So we're here to see if the public has any unmet transit needs for the coming year and then correct them so that we can continue to receive our funding. And with that, I have a couple of definitions that are important for this public hearing, and I'll read them out to you. Current Cargo Resolution 90-04 defines unmet needs as follows. An unmet transit need exists if an individual of any age or physical condition is unable to transport himself or herself due to deficiencies in the existing transportation system. Exclusions are as follows. Those requests for minor operational improvements funded and scheduled for implementation in the following year. The term reasonable to meet is defined as operational feasibility. The requested improvement must be safe to operate, and there must be adequate roadways for transit vehicles. Number 2, duplication of service. The proposed service shall not duplicate other transit services. 3, timing. The proposed service shall be in response to an existing rather than a future need. And 4, service must meet legally required fare box ratio with fares close to fares of similar service. And I think with that, it's appropriate for council to open for this hearing for public comment.
Okay. Any council comments?
Nope. I've been through some of these unmet needs openings at LAFCO, and at LAFCO there are times people would call in and they would at least say, "Hey, I have had an issue. I live out in such and such, and people can't get to us." I think it speaks a lot that you guys are really working overtime to meet all the needs of the community. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, with that, I will open the public hearing. And if there are public comments.
Sophia Merck. I've I have a concern that when the city of Ridgecrest buys buses, that they need to look at the plan of some of the access areas, like for instance, the senior citizens building, the parking lot, and for the buses to be able to go in there and drop off the seniors. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're currently working right now on downsizing our fleet. Most of the larger buses that we have providing the service right now, they're being replaced with a smaller transit van. And the parking space in the senior center is a little tight to make that turn. And it's just a little dangerous for the larger buses to drive in there. But we are working towards correcting that and being able to serve the senior center a little better. You're very welcome.
Any other public comments? Seeing none on the,
I do have a question. Forgive me for being late.
again.
Oh.
All right. Now we will close the public hearing. Councilman Gorman.
We have had an excavation taking place in town. People refer to it as Travis Reed's hole in the ground. And I think it's just off Norma, isn't it? Near the Mormon church.
Yes.
And it's an elaborate hole in the ground. Oh my goodness. And I asked why. And I was told that the Norma side of that evacuation is for transit buses. Was that right? I'd love to see a picture of what it's going to look like, because it's going to look like Dodger Stadium or something. What can you tell us about that, my friend?
So that section is part of a grant that's for that complex.
You have to
that's
get
right
cozy
there.
with this microphone
Yeah.
or people can't hear you.
That's a part of a grant that we've been working on, that it implements that transit hub so that we can be have an area, besides City Hall, to be able to pick up passengers that require the service. But yeah, that's going to be a transit hub right there. And we're looking to maybe in the future, maybe that's something that Current Transit can also utilize and maybe, expand their service within the city.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other comment? All right. Now we'll have the council vote. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second?
Second?
Motion and second.
Mayor Endicott,
Aye.
Mr. Blades,
Aye.
Mr. Gorman.
Aye.
3 ayes, 2 absent, motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, next we will go to our committee reports. The Economic Development Committee will meet March 2nd in City Hall Conference Room B on the first floor at 5:15. The Finance Committee met February 10th, and both of our representatives are gone.
Yeah, just push it to next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have them give their report next time. Infrastructure, that next meeting is February 26th in City Hall Conference Room B in the first floor.
Yeah, Travis caught it.
Parks, Rec, and Quality of Life, we met February 11th. We had an update from the Happy Time seniors on how things were going at the senior center. The only new business that we discussed was the CDBG application, where we were asking for $88,000 in a new grant, and we were combining that with one of our previous grants of $148,000 to work on building an inclusive park here at Freedom Park. We have a lot of really good ideas on how to make that a place where everyone can enjoy it. And contrary to the Daily Independent, I'm sorry, but it was it was Narissa who was here, not Heather Spurlock, but just want to give Narissa credit. I can't again emphasize how much our quality of life, our Parks and Rec people, the work that they do in order to get the things that we want to have, and the work that they do, including our current basketball season that's going. Soccer registration stops March 2nd. So if anyone out there wants to participate in soccer rec league, please get your applications. Sign up for a fun and hopefully development-rich season of soccer. One of the future agenda items that we did talk about, and Councilman Heyman had brought it up in another meeting, was potentially working on the well at Leroy Jackson. And so we will have an update on that eventually. But yeah, that was our quality of life.
Mayor Endicott, for quality of life, did you, I've, of course, a purpose didn't send you guys the emails that I got from the Lions Club, but are you tracking Narissa? Okay. Oh, you meant, okay, then my comments are null and void. OBE.
All right, next, other committees, boards, or commissions?
Mine is a view forward. I'll be meeting, I'm looking forward to our meeting with KernCog tomorrow evening about this time in conference room B. We may get the representative from California City to join me if he can't make it across the mountains to Bakersfield because of the weather. The weather is going to make this whole thing a bit of an adventure. And the KernCog meeting will start with a report from the the extent to which I'm 80 years old now just kicked in. But the people responsible for the 2 or 3 year long modification to Route Highway 58 as it goes from Keene,
Caltrans?
KernCog, but Caltrans, there you go. I knew that. I was just testing all of you. We'll get a report, which will become, I think, an ongoing series of reports on the details of how all that road work is going. It's a massive engineering enterprise that if you indeed have to go to Bakersfield from here, you'll no doubt run into. I'm looking forward to seeing and later reporting on that issue. And we maybe get snow tomorrow. So there, that's all I have.
Councilman Blades?
I don't have any other boards or commissions.
I normally have a report from LAFCO, but they're meeting tonight at the same time. And so I came to this one instead, so we could have a quorum. So I will not have a report from that. Next, we'll move on to the city manager report. And I have to say, Travis, you've never looked better.
Well, thank you. Nothing to report tonight.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, next we have future agenda items. Are there any items for the agenda in the future?
I mean, without Travis Reed here with a different city manager, there's all kinds of, the world's our oyster. We could get a lot of things done.
Let's go.
Oh, well, never mind, Martin's here. I don't have any items.
Okay. All right, then we will move on to mayor and council comments.
I was glad to see Sam get up and speak on an issue that I'm sure will rivet our attention during the next BLM roundtable at the BLM building on Richmond. And I was shocked to read about it, a comprehensive article, congratulations, in the DI, the last DI, the extent to which some judge, and I don't remember his name or the details of how he came into this massive power, used what I'll call a meat axe approach in many square miles of the high desert, cutting it off from not just motorcycles and ATVs, but the guzzler team that keeps critters alive and stargazers. I count myself among them. I hope that there's a way that this can be turned around and reasonable amounts of tortoise preserve saved, but the amount that this judge selected is dismaying, and I'm practicing restraint and picking that word. That's all I have.
I saw our very own Cody Paxis gave comment at the meeting, and somebody recorded it and streamed it on Facebook, and he encouraged education before removal. He was a sound voice in the room, and I don't know if there's going to be further meetings, but of course I couldn't be there today because I was at work, but I'll be following.
All right. My day job, I get to look at what's happening internationally, with what's happening in the world. And, I was reminded today by talking to a colleague about how important local government is, because that is where most of the things that actually impact you, that's where it occurs. We tend to focus on the federal level a lot, but it doesn't trickle down to impacting us quite as frequently as the decisions that we make here. And so I'm thankful that in a time where partisan politics has become so divisive, that we can meet here, we can have the town hall on Flock, and we can hear the objections, we can hear the concerns, and we can work towards a better resolution. That when it comes to politics, there's not normally an outcome where everyone is overtly happy with the entirety of the outcome. There's normally a give and take, and so I want you to know that your comments, like we take whether or not you think it was helpful, it mattered to me to be able to hear the public's opinion, because we had a decent turnout, a lot more than I really imagined. I was hoping that we would get all 340 tried to cram in here. We didn't. But there was still a lot of people that got up and got a chance to express their opinion about it. And that's why local politics matter, is because we can then try to work on making it better for everybody. When I was teaching, it's so easy to get caught up in what's happening federally that you can get angry about it. But what Washington does, it may or may not really impact us. I mean, it does, because that's where people's attention really goes. But, I'm reminded today with is it Sam?
Sam Merck.
With her comments, right? It's that type of stuff that actually is going to impact us. Not what Washington's doing, not what, for our senators and representatives, they think about helping their areas, but right here, the five of us, we have more of an impact, and rightfully so. We should be judged accordingly when our decisions don't match with the public sentiment. And so I just wanted to have another time to comment on that, we all took an oath to the city, to the state, to uphold what we believe and what we believe the public wants. And I want you to know, I've had conversations with everyone on this council, And these aren't decisions that we make and then we go home and we can, sleep comfortably. There's been many times I personally have left here and I've questioned, did I say the right thing? Did I do the right thing? I should have made this comment. And I'm sure members of this council agree that they've done the same thing. So yeah, I don't really know what I wanted to get out of highlighting that, but I just want the public to know that we do critically think over these issues. And we try to do the best with the knowledge that we have. So.
That was a very good ending, and I'm sorry to bring up something, but it's not trivial at all. So, Night on Balsam, Saturday at 5. So, I'm sorry to steal your thunder, Travis.
That's good.
So if you want to come right after this, maybe you have a follow on. But Night on Balsam, Saturday at 5. Shillelaghs are playing. 20 food vendors. It should be a great time. Okay, over to you.
I got nothing. I served it all up. I was all right. Thank you all for attending. Thanks for the people that got up and spoke. Again, it's one of the hardest things to do is public speaking, so I appreciate that. And I hope everyone stays warm and has a good rest of your week. And we will adjourn. Thank you all.